Hello guys, and welcome back to the kingdom. So, episode 6, and obviously by the title, today we're going to be building my new Enderman Farm design with some twists. I did over an hour of video on designing it, so if you want to look at that you can. I'll link in the description if you haven't seen that already. So you may think, no, I've seen this already, I know what you're doing. Well, I've deliberately done it so that I've only shown you part of it in that. What I'm going to be doing today though is building it quite a bit differently. Just to keep it interesting, including something I'll show you in a second. But before that, I'm doing some work on the world, as some of you may have seen. Finish this up, kind of. I may add in glass between the layers, but at the moment it's got rid of all the netherrack and not really that much visibly different. But over here, I've covered up the whole of the iron farm with some glass, and that's because zombies get in and they start killing stuff, and they get their drops when they burn, their drops go into the hoppers and stuff like that. So I just need to clear it up and make sure that nothing could fall in. And I don't know how I'm going to cover it properly. I'm thinking of some kind of half slab or lighting effect or something, but for now that's safe. And talking about lighting effect, as the sun goes down, on the outside here I've put a ring of glowstone lamps, or redstone lamps, all the way around the outside. It's about 12 stacks. I think it's 12 stacks. So yeah, that's quite fun. And you may think, 12 stacks, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Kind of not. There's some wood in there. Yeah, I've been quite busy. Yeah, a little bit busy. A little bit busy. So, the most important thing that's going to change everything on the Enderman Farm is this. As we run snapshots, very, very, very good. So, I'm very, very pleased with that. And something that I didn't like on the jail server, the fact that they had their floors different heights to add in hoppers, and I don't really want to walk straight on hoppers. And we can have coloured carpet, so it's going to look really nice, I think. So yeah, I'm going to collect a load of stuff together, and I'll meet you in the end for the start of the Enderman Farm, I think. So, back in a sec. Okay, so equipment gathered, all materials are over there, but now this little tiny thing needs to go. And by the way, that black line is actually a different texture for the tripwire. I was using it for my test worlds because it's much easier to see. And we're not even past the y equals 128, so it's not bad. So we're going to remove all of this completely. I'm going to go down to the bottom of the world and then build a path out here again. And then I'll make a platform to begin with, so I'll be back to you when this is all removed. Okay, so that's all cleared up, that's gone now. Now before I go and just branch out like you normally do on any Enderman Farm, I tell you what I'm going to do here. So this obviously designed so that I'm quite close to my entrance for my exit. Now I'm going to need some sort of way to get down and then some sort of way to get back up. So I do have a design in mind how I want to get down. I'm not going to get down with a ladder or anything when it's done. I want to go down really, really quickly. No, I won't show you that. Not yet. Not now. Not today. But to come back up, I want to have a elevator go all the way from down there, all the way up to here. That'd be really cool. Just take a quick way down, come all the way up with a piston elevator. Be really nice. I'll do my tornado piston elevator. That's a really nice one to have there. And it should be completely Enderman proof as well. Now what we're going to do is just get this water on here, and we go downwards. Whoop. Not quite what I intended, but that might actually reach. Now from this snapshot, lava goes quicker than before. So they might actually get it, might not. But I'm going to dump this stuff off and just grab some of my ladders and carry on. But I've got a lot of stuff here. Yep, I'm going to be making it out of iron. Got some string, got some pistons and such. Enough pistons to do an elevator as well. And I'll just dump this stuff. Take these and I'll go with that. Oh, take this as well. Don't really need that. Not that I'm short of iron, but I'm a bit lazy to keep remaking it. Oh, yeah. So I'm back to you once I have made this all the way down, because that's boring. and made a way out to where I'm going, and then I'll carry on there. So, see you in a bit, guys. Okay, so I've done some work, and it's looking okay so far. And I do have to note that I did promise to add some more textures today, so I will be doing that very, very shortly, at least a couple of them. So this is just a nice train track all the way over to there, going redstone blocks, lamps, redstone blocks, lamps, and all sorts. Iron blocks all around, goes all down the side, not skipping on any materials there. If you're new to the channel and you're kind of wondering where all this came from, I've got a iron farm and a witch farm, so go figure. So this bit here, this block here, you can ignore this thing in the middle really, but what this is going to be designed as is going to be my beacon stand. So it's far enough away from the killing platforms so that I can get the effects still, but Enderman can't blink out of the farm into here or onto the top of it or anything else. So this will be covered in water, and as you can't put water on top of beacons, then it lets me make it safe over here. And each of these corner blocks, the red ones, will be each beacon. I have 4 there, just for the sake of making it look pretty, but I don't have any beacons yet, so I can't put that in yet. Down here though is where it starts to get interesting. I've just made it a little bit branched out, and I've got to make it a little bit wider, I guess. Annoyingly, it's an odd number. So, yes. I was doing a 16 wide farm, and this is 15 wide. Although I do need to shift it a little bit one side to get my chests and things inside. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just move it along, but yeah, it'll be fine. So, what I need to do though is, at the moment we're on y equals 1, so this bottom layer of the world. Now I showed you at the beginning I was going to have hoppers with carpet on top, and that's all well and good, that works very well, but the problem I had with my killing platforms, if you haven't seen my over an hour on designing Enderman Farm and all that, I will link in the description again. I've already said it already, I think, and I've explained a lot of reasons why it's out here, why we're down here, why a lot of things are working. So if you're confused, go refer to that. So on the killing platforms themselves, we have this. We have a less than 1 high block, so that things can go through it into the hopper. So ender pearls will go through that, and then I'll get that sent along somewhere, and then moved into the storage system and eject all the extra ender pearls. Now, if I jump onto my test world, you'll see that how I've arranged these layers, these will be the layers I'm going to be using. These go all the way up to 1 to 8, so that uses up all the spaces it possibly can, and the farm at the bottom is down at y equals 1, so there's no leeway at all in it, and hoppers underneath the killing platform are right on the bottom of the world. Now, because of that, I showed that I could get an extra layer of pistons in the top if I had it right down the bottom, but after we tested the times on the farm, it was obvious that I could take a layer off the top and not really worry about any change at all in the time. No notable difference at all. It's still epically fast. So I can afford to get rid of 1 layer. Now if I got rid of 1 layer, I'll be getting rid of that and that. So I lose 2 blocks off the top. Therefore I have 2 more blocks I can play with right at the bottom of the farm. So if we jump back and we see that where I'm going to have this, instead of needing to use a redstone torch, because that's what I was using, it was going into a, say, it was coming from the pads, going into a dropper. I got one right next to me, I have. Yeah. Oh, nearly walked off. So I had the pads going into a dropper, like so. And then to activate the dropper, as it was on y equals 1, I'd use a redstone torch, push on the side of it to actually activate it every pulse. You can't do any sort of detection on it at all, like that. You couldn't do any detection on it because as it was on the bottom of the world, there was no block to put a comparator on. So you couldn't do anything silent, you couldn't do anything automatic, it had to be a timer, and that was it. Now, I'm going to get rid of the top floor. So I'm going to use 39 pads instead of 40. Won't really tell any difference at all. It'll be okay. So what I can do now is have it, so that is y equals 1. This would be 1 above. Now I can use a comparator to then set up a clock on that and send things through nice and silently. Should be really nice. And then on, so let's see. So this is the bottom. To get things comparator on top of that, where my floor is going to be, my floor has to be there, because to get it out of either the pads or the floor, I need it one above to get the comparators on it. Now that means that as I go out into the farm, I'm going to get to the pads and they'll be on front of that, like so. So I'm actually only using one extra space, because I'm using this block at the bottom to allow me to use some redstone on it. So that's fine, and that's how it's going to be done. And the point between having this carpet and having half slabs is that if I did that and get one out here, put half slab on top. Now I know jail server did the half slabs, but the problem with that is if you do this, you are around too high on your actual player. So when the Enderman is on that block, you have to have it so that you can still stand here, and with a half slab you have to have an extra half block on top of you which they can hit you through, and which means you're not safe. Whereas on this one you should be completely safe and be able to have it the same as that, so one block below, just like the farms we tested before. So it should be perfectly safe still, but I won't have to look at the manky hoppers on the floor, because the other option was to have a whole floor of hoppers, and that wouldn't look as good. And I don't believe you actually fall through them. Nope, because in this bit you'd fall through them, you get dipped. So this wall will be a very nice addition to the 1.6, because it's a pretty nice little thing to have. I guess it's the first stage going to micro blocks, but they're actually pressure plate size. But yes, that's how I'm going to be doing it. So I'm going to set up a bottom bit here, also set up my crusher and everything else, and I'll get back to you in a bit more progress. And more progress! I am enjoying this so much. I haven't even really been playing with the quartz blocks and such, so this is my first time doing it properly. Now I've decided I'll probably move the train station back under here somewhere and do it there, just so you can walk the rest of the way and get a nice impression of everything. So move the redstone blocks to the outside along here, because they'll interfere with my hoppers. That's on both sides, looks quite good. Now this isn't final yet, I'm still playing with it, but I thought I'd give you a nice little show of it so far. So walk up these side bits and got this nice purple and white carpet, really like this, it looks cool. And underneath all of these we've got hoppers, so hoppers going all the way around, and I haven't got the carpet on me anymore. Anyway, those hoppers all go to this bit over here when they eventually get through. Well, they are. So everything gets fed over there, apart from down here. I've got my enchanting bit, some lights down here, some crafting tables, maximum shelving, very nice. Come down here, ooh, book, very cool, and another book, and another book. So I come down here, I can just keep enchanting stuff. Now it's empty. How on earth do you refill it? Well, I'm just gonna throw books there and then go again. So these couple of hoppers under here go towards a little tiny drop out underneath this actual stair, and then it just fires up through the stair. So I think that's a really cool little thing to have. I really like that. I don't want to make a chest somewhere with books in, or a dispenser with books in, or anything else, and I think that's a really nice way around it. Really like that. And then over here I'm changing for what I did on the making of the Enderman Farm, the little series I did, so that I don't want to have 3 high chests. I really want to go for the 2, because 3 does look a bit weird. Now what I want to do is have these 2 full of ender pearls, and these 2 full of extra overflow items. So the sorting system is going to be a bit different behind there. I haven't done it yet. So far though, I've done this crusher. So going to auto kill, and then onto not auto kill. And if you haven't seen this before, this top bit will crush the enderman and suffocate them, and that will kill them all. And then any more that fall down will die straight away, because of the soul sand not being there. Now, like I showed you in the thing before, no, some of them will survive now and then, but generally it's just a quick reset to grab some ender pearls and kill some things, and it's good fun. So the wiring is pretty minimal. I've got a little T flip flop here, going to this, going to this, going to a 1-tick pulsar, or 2-tick pulsar actually, powering all them. And then underneath I've got the same sort of thing coming down here, going to there and up. Now that's cool, but this bit over here is more fun. So this is going to be my using books and making things on anvil. Now I've never really done anvil station before, I've always just had anvils in the floor and stuff, and I thought no, this time I'm actually going to go and give it a go. So I'm going to have one side is going to be just, I don't know, enchanted books. All can be enchanted books, whatever I want. I want to match it up to that side. Oh, by the way, on top of this carving table I'm going to put a enchanting table, same as over here, just a single one. So this one can be used for up to 8 levels, so it's the minimum one, and this will be the maximum one. So if I ever want to use lots of little small levels, I can do that here without needing to cover up these books or anything else. And to be honest, I just want to do it so that it reflects that side. That'll be quite nice and cool there, because behind that will be the sorting system, so I don't really want to do another one of these, just wouldn't be room. So that's quite nice. And the thing I always get bugged by thinking of doing these is that when it breaks, I don't think I've actually set one up so far. Anyway, it does that, and it will hit another one there. That will work completely fine. Now, the annoying thing I always have in my mind is how do you refill them, and when you get to an Enderman farm, you don't really want to having too many on top, because it just won't work very well, because you end up messing around with water and such. So all I'm going to do is put some on top of here, maybe 1 or 2, just on top of that. Generally, anvils last quite a while in survival. If you've got, say, 3 of them, it's going to last you quite a while. Yeah. But when you do want to refill it, it's always a bit of an iffy problem. Now, I could go on the outside or something, swim up some water and put it on. But I thought, why not do something a little bit more special and have a little room here. Take my anvils, walk around here, and just place them on. And I'll probably do it so there's a half step on top of that, so I can just hit directly on top of that and put 2 back there, and then put them back in here, and then walk back out. That's a really nice little cool thing to have. And also I'm trying to keep it all symmetrical as I can, so over here I've got a button above a 1, and over here I've got the other button. So I think this is going to look really, really cool. Now the annoying thing is though to get everything to be 2.5 high or less, so that Enderman can't teleport in. So on this staircase bit here I've got to make a anti-staircase on top of that, so you don't actually get a 3 high gap anywhere. So this will be quite fun to work out how to do when I finish this bottom bit. So I'm going to do some more work now. I'm going to go and put this sorting system in, go make another enchantment table, and finish off this bottom bit as much as I can for now. I am doing quartz everywhere on top, so anything you should see really is the quartz. Iron blocks on the outside, quartz in the middle, and then this will be changed to quartz as well. And then the actual platforms and rings will be actual iron. So I've changed a few of the textures, and this carving table is changed up. Enchantment table, bookshelves, lamps. Now I have taken note that some people said that it looks weird to see a high texture next to a 16, and I do take that on board quite seriously. And I'm still looking for the actual realistic ones in high detail that I actually like, and then I put them all in together as I go, so eventually they will all look the same textures and the same as in resolutions, rather than looking a bit different between them. But hopefully it's okay for the moment, and we'll just carry on. So I was going to put in this sorting system here for the ender pearl overflow and the bit to get rid of the ender pearls, and then the items that aren't ender pearls to come into here. And then I'll get back once this roof's on, and we'll kind of get a little look at how high the little compartments are going to be, so how many anvils going to have in there, and to make sure that the bottom bit is finished before we start doing the platforms. So back in another bit. So I decided that stairs might be easier to go up and down from here, if I can get it stairs on the other side to make sure the Enderman can't spawn. And I have gone and got some levels from mining a ton of quartz. So I can do an enchantment now, and let's see what I actually get. Hopefully it's something good. Silk touch. Huh. I really wanted another fortune, but oh well. I'll go back and I get some more quartz. But this bit's done here. Took me actually a very long time to work this out and get it working how I wanted it to. So if I just throw some stuff in here, La 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 la. You'll see that there's one ender pearl in there at the moment. There's nothing in there. And we just wait. So this side is for anything that's not ender pearls. This side is all ender pearls. And it's starting to come in now. And it's starting to come in here as well. So it's very, very cool. So all the ender pearls that come through will automatically go into these chests here. Now, when those two chests are full up, they then go, it's very complicated, like messy wiring with hoppers and stuff, so I won't show you that, but the basic principle is it gets sorted, ender pearls go along onto this side, everything else goes into those chests there. Ender pearls come through here. Once all these chests are overflowed, they go down there into a dropper, and then get automatically sent out into the void. No need to do a cactus or anything because it just doesn't work out that way, it's just too far down the world. So, that is sorted, and I can't get back out until I do that. So yeah, I need to go through and make sure everything's Enderman proof inside, make sure it's not too high and everything else. But I do need the rest of the quartz, so I'll be back once the bottom is completely finished, I think. Maybe not water though. So, see you in a sec. And here we are, the bottom is completed apart from the water. Now it should look pretty much identical from the side, but there is a tiny little roof extra on there, and there's Enderman everywhere, so I've got to be a bit careful. So I put some of the water in, just to get the Enderman to bounce around. Over here, it's spaced with 2 anvils on top, that's what this is doing. So that's about the only difference between the two sides. Everything else I've replicated perfectly. So we've even got an extra gap in here to reflect the other side. And any roof things like this, I've just left like that. It's not going to be a real problem. Same over here, I've got the droppers, or the hoppers and stuff, right on top. And that'll be fine. So let's go break a few more of these. And I have to add in some extra water as well, just to make sure it's all covered. But this should be a good start at least. And I've got enough levels to get another enchantment if I kill one more Enderman. And they are kind of stacking up down in the killing chamber because they're teleporting in there. So I'll do the water in a bit myself. Let's go do an enchantment and I'll show you what's finished on the bottom. If I don't get killed by an Enderman on the way. Here we are. I'm really liking how this looks. I changed a few extra things and I have to note that this is actually 17 wide. I decided on because I really wanted it symmetrical with a 1 gap in the middle. So yeah, it's 17 wide, not 16. There we are. And let's get an enchantment. Yes. Yes. Because my other fortune is there. Excellent. So, I'm going to start building the pads up now. I'll just give a show when I'm about to do the piston pusher, I think, to reset their full damage. And then I'll show you one example of the platforms. And then I'll just go for it and keep going. Because I can sit there and do it. So, I'll be back to you when I'm up at the piston pusher. Okay, and here we are. We are up a lot higher than we were before, 59. So I've put some example pads here, what we'll be doing today. And also I've set up the piston pusher. So that's the first floor of spawning. So Enderman will spawn on there, get pushed off, and by the way this is the texture, like I said before, I changed. Just so I can see it's easier, bigger contrast. Got the full reset here. So all the Endermen fall down this one wide slit here. They're then going to go into his vines and go down. Now, if you have just one wide gap, then the Endermen kind of get bunched up together and they get stuck on top of each other because they like stack, and you can get a big clog. So doing this, I've got a full resetter here with a double-sided. So if they do stray from one side to the other, then they'll go to this side. If they go to this side though, they'll go through down there, and they'll go through the tripwire, and then they'll get pushed back to the right hand side, just like that. And it works very well. If you've seen my other test, then you would have known. So yeah, that's the full reset. Got to wait for all the vines to grow though, and then it's going to keep going up with the pads. Now the pads are quite nice, not as airblock efficient as my previous design, but with this one you can cram more of them in. So it's basically a block, tripwire, piston, block, tripwire, and it just reflects the other side and keeps going, and it's stacked very nicely. If I just go along here, also I can walk through around here without getting knocked off, which is quite nice. Let's have a look at this. So it goes up, up, up. So the next one over here would be, let's see, I'm going to do the other side of that one. So I've got some spacer blocks on me as well. So that goes over to there. Then I'm going to do more tripwires. Yep. And then I've got pistons on top of that. And 1, 2, 3. Just like so. And then I put some blocks on top of them. So it's generally quite an easy design to do. I can just do rows of it. I'm just going to do a whole load of it and just keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. So again here, let's go up like this. And got no pickaxe on me at the moment. I'll sort that out in a minute. And just keep going along so that the middle bit is all tripwire hooks and tripwire hooks only. So when the Endermen fall, they do not activate any other space at all. So for this, there's one piston per spawning space. So when one spawning happens, only one piston is activated, nothing else. So it's very, very efficient on that. And also I can cram lots and lots of pistons in to make it really, really fast. So I'm just going to carry on with this, and if you want to know anything more about the design or why I did it or anything else, you will have to look at the other videos in the description if you want further details on it. I don't have too much time in this video to keep on going on about the same thing, which quite a lot of you have already seen. So I'm going to keep going all the way up to the maximum I want, so nothing beyond 128 height, and then I'll get back to you. So, see you in a sec. And it's done. All the way up. A y equals 128 is the highest point. Very, very good. All platforms completely done. Took quite a long time. And the reason I don't do any time lapse or anything is because I sit and watch TV and stuff while I do these things, and I do get distracted, so I just wouldn't do a time lapse, I will be honest. So now this is done, I can do some enchanting. Now I did do some enchanting when it was half built. So I did some tools and did a few books, just to test it out. Now all I've got left to do is just to fix this bottom bit down here somewhere, where the full reset is, so that it's actually safe for Enderman to fall down, wherever we end up being. Almost there. This is quite dangerous going along here with Enderman everywhere. Okay. So the moment I have this ladder, so that they don't fall down completely, and they are very, very aggressive. So let's get this finished up. Come on, there you are. That's safe there. Working fine. Okay, let's go down. And there we go. Woo. So these ones here will have some health on them already, because they've been falling down a ladder the whole time. So you need to get rid of all these little things, and then we can actually get a good view of what we have. So be right back. Reset this now, and I should be able to punch them now. Very, very good. Very good. Let's wait for that to fill up a bit. So I did some enchanting, and I've got some efficiencies, an extra fortune, and a silk touch, a few extra books and such. It's okay, just a bit of testing out. Now I can sit and do some nice grinding with some nice experience onto things like iron. I still never made the other enchantment table, did I? This all completely filled up quite a long time ago actually. So I'll always have a full double chest of this if there's ender pearls in the system. That's filling up from the hoppers just behind it. Doesn't even need an enderman going through it, which is pretty cool. And my extra overflow is pretty nice as well. So very, very pleased about this place. Now I'm just going to give it a last tidy up. Now this whole bit here I'll be extending and doing stuff with later on some other time, but for now it works. I do like the glass though. The glass looks really nice for the middle bit. There we are. I like how that looks. I really am pleased how this has turned out. It's one of these times that you really, really enjoy playing vanilla. You really realise why simplicity is beautiful. So anyway, I'm going to do some grinding and do some clearing up as well. Make that the enchantment table, finally. And then I'll give you a finished view of the farm. So, back in a bit. And here we are, farm's cleared up. I'm very pleased with it. It's working extremely well. I may tweak it a bit, maybe, but for now it's working enormously fast. It's hitting the same times as the ones I was testing in the test worlds, so 53 seconds to level 30 and 3 minutes 28 to level 50. I can't even get a farm to go faster than that, so it's very good. Very pleased with it. And I love how much space I have in here, much different to my previous farms. And I've done some enchantments already, so I've got some nice fortunes, efficiency 5s, same for silks, and 2 digging ones, and a few other bits laying around. I'm not sure if renaming the pickaxes lets you reset the experience amounts you need to fix them. I don't know if that actually makes any difference now, but maybe I'll have a look at that sometime. So, I am finished this for the moment. Now I do need to get some beacons so I can put in some stuff here. I'm not planning to put in any cows or sugarcane farms and stuff here. I'll do that somewhere else. No need for it here. But I will get some beacons at some point and put them here. Now that I can do enchantments, I can get some more diamonds. I actually do some mining now, because of yet I have not done a single bit of strip mining at all. Not in the overworld anyway. I have a little bit in the nether for the quartz. And on a side note, I have to say, I have had a few donations since I started a new world, and I do need to find somewhere to put them, or an idea of something to do with them on the world. So if any suggestions there, I'd love to know somewhere to put them, or build a structure for them, or something. I don't know. So, there is a nice amount of progress we had done today. Now I can grind between episodes and do some mining and stuff, get some more diamonds. And next step is to start looking for withers, and maybe get some wither fights going. Should be good. So, the next farm we have left on our list, out of the 3 I said for episode 10, I've got a gold farm left. Now it's going to be a even more crazy farm than I've ever done before. I really want to go all out on that. So I may do one episode of King Designs and going over some of the ideas that I could do for the gold farm and test some stuff. If you want to see that, do tell me. Some people enjoyed the Enderman Farm one. I want to see if you would like it to carry on. So, thank you very much for joining me, guys. I've had a lot of fun today. Hopefully it hasn't been too fast paced as normal, but I wanted to get all done in one go. So, thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you next time.